All right, I'm here with former Tempe Mayor Neil Giuliano. Neil, I guess I need to start by asking your reaction to the results tonight.
Well, I was surprised, happy with the large turnout of people voting in Tempe, but very surprised they rejected this so strongly. And the reality is, when, and I've won elections with that percentage, when you win by that amount, there's really nothing the other side could have done. I think the Yes campaign ran a very credible and honest campaign about the facts of the deal, and Tempe voters rejected it.
I'm sure everyone is asking, and I know this is probably more a question for the Coyotes in the NHL, but is this the end of the Coyotes' relationship with Tempe?
I don't know the answer to that. They obviously will be playing at ASU for the next few years, and then it's going to be up to the NHL and to the ownership to decide what they want to do.
Neil, what message did you try to get out to Tempe voters?
Well, for me, this was always the fulfillment of the Rio Salado project dream. And I have to remind myself that the dream and the vision that we had, I was elected 29 years ago, right? People don't share that anymore. I was joking with some folks earlier, I'll be dead by the time anything happens on that land. Literally, I'm 67. I'll be dead by the time anything happens on that land. But that's what Tempe voters chose. And it's disappointing, but it's the reality, and so we all have to move on.
This was your baby in many ways, though. You really had a vision for what this could become.
Oh, absolutely. The west end of the Rio Salado project was always identified as a very high-density, high economic value to bring in a lot of revenue for the future. Not tomorrow, but in 15 or 20 years, the city of Tempe is going to need another big infusion of cash. And if there isn't a big project to bring that revenue into the city, taxes will go up. That's the alternative. That's really the only alternative for a landlocked city. So those are the tough decisions that future council members and mayors are going to have to make. That's why you saw every former mayor and every former council member except two supporting this, because we know what the economics are of a project like this. And so, but the voters have spoken. Everybody has to move forward.
One of the main points of the opposition was that there's a better deal out there. Do you believe that?
There's not a better deal out there. No. Anyone who knows economic development knows the complexity of this deal and the reality that we were not using Tempe bond money, we were not raising Tempe taxes. This was all on the ownership, and sure, they were going to make a profit in the long run, but it was all on them to perform. If they didn't perform, they wouldn't get the profit back. So there's not a better deal out there. Like I said, I'll be dead by the time anything happens on that land.
Yeah, you just alluded to that, but I'm just curious. Is anything going to become of that land at this point?
We will see, but not anytime soon. The other disappointing thing on this is that when you look at the economics and you look at the relationship with the major business community and how you need major businesses in your community to increase your tax base and bring people to the community, we need that sales tax base in Tempe. We did the Arizona Mills Mall, we did Tempe Marketplace, we did everything along the lake with State Farm and the other projects down there. You need more. And some people just don't want more, perhaps, but you need more. You need to keep growing. There's no such thing as staying the same. But Tempe voters have spoken, and while it's disappointing, we always respect the voters, and we all move on. I wanted to say, though, for everybody, I have no regrets, zero regrets about speaking out very strongly in favor of this project. It was the right project for Tempe, and it's disappointing that Tempe voters didn't agree.
All right, Neil, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.